Ladies and gentlemen, as it stands at this moment, we're about 3 minutes away from resuming the action here. Tigers making a run at the Blue Jays, just down 3 points as we look to resume play here. But before we do so, we'll take a quick break, go down to Lauren Holdemeyer, who got an interview with Coach Mack down on the sideline. Lauren, what do you got for us?
As you can tell, the environment is very different tonight out here at Hertzog Stadium. The stands are packed compared to what we usually see. Senior Brooks Ratliff tells me that the extra fans have brought positivity and energy to the team. Coach Mack, how do you feel the additional fans have contributed to the gameplay tonight?
Oh, it's great. I mean, all the senior parents are here, which is awesome. I know we have, I think, maybe 200 more fans, and we got the other team's fans, so it's just a good atmosphere to have everybody come back and cheering us on.
Definitely. And what do you think needs to happen to help the Tigers come out on top tonight?
We just got to keep doing our job. Offensively, we struggled at the start, but we started rolling, and if we can keep that momentum going, we'll be fine. Defensively, we stay gap sound, we do our job, and hopefully we'll finish with a victory.
Hopefully we'll see lots more of that tonight. Thanks, Coach Matt.
Thank you.
This is Lauren Holmeyer reporting for Tiger Broadcast. Back to you in the booth.
Alrighty, just over a minute left here at the halftime break. Always a pleasure to resume the action here with Blake Heisey in the booth. We've got a barn burner right now at Bud Hertzog Stadium. The setting tonight is beautiful. 72 degrees, clear skies. Friday night lights back with a somewhat full stands out there dead ahead of us. Tiger fans are back here watching Tiger football in person, but for those of you who can't make it here, we sure do appreciate you joining us, or even those who are on the Blue Jays side of things. Anyone watching our live streams and appreciating what we do is appreciated by us right back. Blake, what did you take away from that first half, and more importantly, what did you take away from the Tigers there making a run at the Blue Jays late in the first?
Well, we saw that the Tigers' offense is indeed alive tonight, and they are not giving up. And Nyseem Brewer, we mentioned him countless times because we were so shocked by what he did to keep that drive alive and basically just carry about 5 Blue Jays with him to the 1-yard line. And Nyseem Brewer hasn't been too involved in the Tigers' offense this year, but I think he just showed right there that I think he earned some more targets, in my opinion, Jordan, and I think you'd agree with me there. And I think the Tigers, you know, they got a couple guys they can go to. They can go to Max Wisner, they can go to Nate Morris, they can go to Nyseem Brewer, they can go to John Moritz. You know, they have all these receivers. Did I mention Landon Shepard?
Mr. Consistent up there as well, and you can't even forget about the 2 running backs for Lee Summit, Jalen Johnson and Jordan Hemphill. Hemphill not getting any touches to this point, but really the main storyline to this point in the ball game has been the Blue Jays running the ball. A couple of huge breakaway plays, including a 60-plus yarder from Xander Samuels, the 5'10 sophomore running back for the Blue Jays. Not only that, but a couple of touches for Freddie Ursery. The quarterback, Nate Whitebear, got a couple of sneaks in there, as well as Zamari Gray, who ran it up the middle, or Zamari Gary, sorry, who brought the ball up the middle a couple of times for the Blue Jays. They've switched the clock up on us. We may have jumped the gun a little bit. 2 minutes remaining until we resume action. So a perfect excuse for us to go to a couple of ads. We'll see you in just a couple seconds.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state. The Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport. and helping every student athlete play healthy.
When it comes to painting the exterior or interior of your home, the decision is easy. Unique Painting, voted best in the Northland for 2 years running in 2018 and 2019. Unique Painting focuses on customers' needs and offers competitive pricing, going the extra mile to make sure customers are completely satisfied. In fact, when 810 Varsity needed a paint job this year, Unique Painting was the only phone call made. Visit anytime at uniquepaintingkc.com or call today at 816-500-7759. That's uniquepaintingkc.com, a proud supporter of 810 Varsity and Metro High School athletics.
Alrighty, folks, the third quarter just about ready to get started. Again, the Tigers trying to make a comeback here in this one against Raytown. As I said before, we've got a barn burner brewing here from Bud Hertzog Stadium. Exciting football here in Week 7. And Nate Morse, the lone man, back ready to return. His services haven't been needed on the special teams unit to this point, as it's been exclusively onside kicks and a little short kick to Max Weisner. The Tigers setting up more in a stance ready for those onsides. It's going to be another short kick, and once again to Max Weisner, fields it at about the 35, tries to cut back on it. We might have an exciting play here to get things started. It's not an onside kick, but the Tigers will take the field position. Max Weisner still on his feet and all the way down inside the 25-yard line. What a start to the half for the Tigers, especially with the circumstances of them trying to make a comeback in this one. They'll take that momentum boost. They'll take the field position for sure.
They kick it to big, tall Max Weisner, probably expecting him to not do much with it or not be too fast. Well, how about that? Max Weisner proving them wrong. You don't want to kick it to him very often because look at that. Just ran it back, 50 yards? And here are the Tigers inside the 30-yard line. What a start to the half.
Not only that, inside the 30-yard line up to about the 26. 1st and 10, Locke and Johnson in the backfield. Shepard in motion for Lee Summit. Locke fakes a handoff to Johnson, rolling out to his right, pressure in front of him. Short pass to Nate Morris. That one hit the ground before it was caught. The acting on the play that time from Davian Key is not fooling anyone. We all knew that one hit the ground. No interception and incompletion. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers to come.
He did try to sell it. He did. I mean, he did a decent job. He did all he really could. But
if you notice, nobody jumped up to block for him. No Tigers chased after him. I think we all knew the circumstances on that one, even myself, who's had a hard time picking the ball out tonight.
Even you, Jordan, did see that.
I did see that one. 11:43 in the third quarter. Locke ready to pass again, looking to the right-hand side. Now more over the middle. Overthrows Shepard. That would have been a completed touchdown pass for sure. Locke took a lick, hit the ground hard. 3rd and 10 to come.
Shepard obviously a big target in the fact that he's the tight end. Ball was just a little bit too high for him. And I'm sure Tommy Locke wishes he had that one back. That was a beautiful, beautiful route there ran by Landon Shepard. Just a little bit of miscue. Several Tigers broke free downfield. Shepard was the chosen receiver. Just didn't quite hit him. This time thrown over the middle to Anthony Wilson. It's caught for a gain of about 2 or 3. Doesn't really go anywhere. 3 straight pass plays there, Jordan. How about that? I would assume that at least one of those plays they would have went to Jalen Johnson, but I was mistaken. I'm still waiting for them to bring out Jordan Hemphill. I've always thought that he would be a good addition to this Tigers offense. He has been to this point in the year. Very fast, very strong guy, but we don't see him a whole lot out of that backfield, more so Jalen Johnson. But this time we'll see Troy Huffman a chance to get things knotted up. And it's blocked by the Blue Jays. They've got a chance here to try to chase it back. Kyle Girding dove on it and kept his hands on the football. And the problems are not only now on the offensive line for the Tigers, but apparently now trying to hold the line back from coming in and blocking those field goals. How about that for a momentum shift? You know, obviously the Tigers coming out with a huge return from Max Weisner, and Raytown says, how about that? What a block and great field position for the Blue Jays. That's exactly what you want to see. Just a little over a minute into this third quarter.
Well, and this offense has only been kept out of the end zone after their first drive by the clock. And it's been largely because of the run game that we'll see activated very quickly here. Here comes that little comeback or jet sweep. As Zamari Gary's the one to get the call, he's going to get it forward about 5 yards and not a whole lot more. 10:40 to play in the third.
And it makes you think, Jordan, as long as the Blue Jays are ahead, I don't even know if they're going to pass the ball once. You know,
there's no reason to, in my opinion. I'm right there with you.
As long as you're ahead, you know, you're just trying to chew that clock and get it down to double zeros as soon as you can.
I believe they've had a net loss of yardage on their 3 pass plays that they've gone to this point. Handoff goes up the middle. This time the Tigers are there. And finally, it seems like Xander Samuels isn't going to bring out 50-yarders on the Tigers this time around, and let alone they're not even going to get it up to the first down marker.
And Jordan, I'm going to make a bold prediction here, believe it or not.
I'm going to interrupt you. Run. Is that what you were saying?
Man, you just read my mind.
I got there. I was right there with you.
Absolutely read my mind. I don't know how you did it.
3rd and 3. I've been here a long time, Blake. I know what I'm doing.
Of course. Let's see if we're right.
White Bear here, a pitch to the left side. I think we can say we're right. Handoff this time goes to Gary, who just didn't want to go down. We saw shades of Nicene Brewer there, just kept on moving. I think he picked up about 5 yards going backwards. That was pretty impressive that time by Zamari Gary.
And to no surprise, just a little toss there to the outside. And we did mention earlier how Raytown's been less successful running on the outside. And so maybe that was actually a good play call by them. The Tigers probably assumed that they were going to try to jam it up their throats, but here they are. They went outside.
Here we go, another run. You can hear the screams from the field. Gary gets the pitch on the read option that time, only picking up about a 1-yard gain. That's been one of the few plays that the Tigers have been wise to this point. And we'll see about a 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 effort here to come with just 9:10 left on the play clock.
Maybe we'll get an Osahan peanut punch whenever he comes in the game.
He is out there just at the moment. Can we activate the broadcast booth luck here once again? Handoff goes to Osahan's side, and instead of going at him, it's going to be Xander Samuels moving right around the Tigers defense, moving up an extra 5 yards or so for this Blue Jays offense, and they'll get up to about a 3rd and 4 situation.
Jordan, I think we can both agree. I don't even think I need to say I'm making a bold prediction. I think this ball is going on the ground.
I think that they'll keep on going with it until the Tigers can prove that there's a reason for them not to. And the reason that it keeps on working is they've got so many plays, and not only that, but they're so creative with what they do. I guess that's the right word. They've got so many plays back there, so many different options to go to on the ground. We'll see one of those here is Amari Gary, the one that's going to get it. Jimmy McGovern with the chase down diving tackle. Did he get him in time? Penalty flag thrown.
Notice what Raytown was trying to do before the snap. It was that hard count, trying to get a free first down. The Tigers did not fall for it this time around.
It's going to be holding on the offense, so a break for the Tigers. And it was 3rd down and 5. The play prior, so they'll go ahead and march backwards a little bit. That's probably the first time that the Tigers really have had a break on defense.
And based off what we saw in the first half, I think that basically anywhere past midfield for Raytown is 4-down territory. So they may be looking at this as they got 2 plays to get 11 yards as it's 3rd and 11. And I think that we could truly see 2 run plays here back to back.
There's been danger for deep threats all night long, whether it's breaking free on a big 4th and 10 or 3rd and 11 or whatever it needs to be, or even, like I said earlier, the 40, 50, 60-yard runs that we've seen out of Xander Samuels. White Bear in the backfield, trying to get somebody to jump. Handoff goes to Samuels to the right hand. Nope, never mind, I'm wrong again. White Bear keeps it himself, goes up the middle, and a 1st down and then some.
Just another option, and the Tigers obviously, when you have the Blue Jays running an option almost every single play,
they're just as tricked as I am.
It can get pretty hard to actually see where the ball is going. And, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, just like you said.
And with the creativity that we've seen with the run game to this point, those little read options like that where you can decide to just fake the handoff and go up the middle, they're going to fool everybody in the building, and they did just there. 1st and 10 from about the 25. Samuels goes in motion, gets the handoff, goes up the gut, doesn't pick up a whole lot. Apparently the ball came out. Tigers are saying they have it. I don't believe they would say the Blue Jays had it, regardless of if they did or not. And it is Tiger football, so there we go. Somebody got in there, knocked the ball loose, and Lee Summit retains possession once again, down just 3 points and 7:11 on the clock.
And, I mean, that stuff happens when you run the ball almost every single play, Jordan. Eventually, you know, that fumble was going to happen. And
second time it's popped out tonight. This is the first time the Tigers have gotten their hands on it. We'll see if they can ride that momentum train all the way to the end zone.
Momentum's just been swinging left and right here tonight.
Like I said, a back-and-forth ball game to this point. Neither team really able to get an edge. That time, I'm not really sure what happened. The ball came out, and it's going to be Blue Jay football. How about that? Like you were saying, momentum swings back and forth. We can't decide who's going to get it. How about that? The first play we see Jordan Hemphill on, it goes wrong, horribly wrong. Crash and burn, and it's Blue Jay football once again.
How often do you see a fumble happen back-to-back plays, Jordan? That's definitely not a common one. But that's something you basically see at the high school level, and not very much after that.
So it's 1st and 10, and now the Blue Jays with a little bit of pep in their step trying to get towards the end zone. Handoff this time to Gary to the right-hand side, gets around the outside. He's going to keep on running with it and get all the way up to about a yard short of the first down marker. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's scary territory for these Tigers.
And that was just, obviously a big missed opportunity for the Tigers. You get a fumble, obviously you want to take advantage of all the opportunities you get, and just to fumble right on the play after that, that was, just a
worst case scenario for Lee Summit for sure.
Exactly. That's the complete last thing that you would want to do, aside from, say, a pick six. But
here's the snap, a handoff, and a flag is thrown before anything can really happen. And I believe I saw somebody up the middle dive. I couldn't tell who went first. They're going to go ahead and say it's a false start, so the Blue Jays are going to march back just a little bit further. And that's just the second offensive penalty that the Blue Jays have had to this point tonight, and it's the second one this half.
Let's see if the Tigers can keep the Blue Jays out of the end zone. That would be huge, as obviously you're down just a field goal, and obviously if you give up a touchdown, that's pushing you 2 scores out.
Here we go, White Bear, the handoff to Gary, trying to get around that left-hand side. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to get up to about the 5-yard line. And still no first down just yet for the Blue Jays.
And this ball is going to be lined up on the left hash mark.
Handoff goes to Gary up the middle. It was Bedwin back in the backfield, and the Tigers finally getting in there, busting through that gap and bringing down the ball carrier for a loss. And this time it's not the penalty flag that drags the Blue Jays back. It's finally that Tigers defense. And I think at this point it's not anything for the Tigers is not guessing run or pass. It's guessing where are they running, and they guessed it right that time and executed perfectly.
And now, obviously, the Tigers going to try to see if they can maybe get a little field goal block of their own. Wouldn't that be another momentum swing?
Again, back-to-back, you don't see that a whole lot. Jeremiah Blakely, the kicker. The snap up and through the upright, so the Blue Jays once again have a 6-point lead. 20-14 our score. Things aren't over just yet, obviously, still in the third quarter. Just a 6-point ball game. The Tigers still with a chance to come back in this football game.
The Tigers basically did all they could there, which was keep Raytown out of that end zone to hold this game to 1 score, and that's exactly what they did. They were able to stop the run for, which is something that they really haven't been able to do much tonight. So that's a great showing there by the Tigers. That's a moral victory, because now obviously they get a touchdown on this drive. They can take the lead.
And maybe something brewing. That's 2 consecutive drives that the Blue Jays have had to try to split the uprights on. Now again, the yellow penalty flag jumping out at them a couple of times. But still, the Tigers maybe finally figuring out, hey, they're running the ball here. We just got to figure out where it's going.
And I wonder what kind of weird kick we're going to see this time from Raytown. We've seen onside kicks, pooch kicks. We've seen it all. Wonder if they're ever just going to kick it deep, Jordan.
Seems like every time it's ended up coming back to at least the 40. And this time Nate Morris will finally receive a little bit of action, but he's getting it about the 16. That's dangerous territory. He's going to keep on going around that left-hand side. He's got a little bit of space to try to get up there. Again, he's got speed to use, and once more, all the way up past to about the 49-yard line is where it's marked, but a penalty flag is thrown. And it's going to be holding on the Tigers. So that's a stinger for Lee Summit. Right after another solid return, holding the Blue Jays to just 3, and they shoot themselves in the foot with the penalty once again.
And obviously the return is nullified by the penalty, but that is the 2nd straight kickoff that Raytown's been too slow to get to that sideline, and it's basically let the Tigers get some better field position right off the kickoff. So the special teams coach, I'm sure, is livid, because that's simply just how hard you're running over the sideline, and you got to be quicker, because you have guys like Nate Morris on the Tigers that will take advantage of that.
And I think we're starting to see why a couple of things have happened in this Blue Jays team. I'll get back to that in just a moment after this play. Landon Shepard back there with Jalen Johnson. The handoff goes to Johnson up the middle, trying to move the pile forward just a little bit, but he's marked dead pretty much right at the line of scrimmage. As I was saying, a couple of things being exploited by the Tigers here late in this ball game. There's a reason they're not passing the ball. It's because they've been largely unsuccessful trying to do so. And there's a reason that they've been going with those onside kicks. It's because when they do try to get it deep, their recovery has been less than what it needs to be. I'll say that at the very least. LaJuan Miller once again back out there with the offensive unit. They'll fake a handoff to Johnson. And Raytown saw it pretty much immediately. Once again, just about a gain of maybe half a yard, if anything, for the Tigers. And it's 3rd and long very quickly, and this drive is slowing down before it ever got a chance to speed up.
It looks like Nate Morris is going to slide into the slot. So is Landon Shepard. He's lined up in that tight end role. And obviously those are going to be the 2 guys to probably watch on this 3rd down and 8.
Locke, the lone man in the backfield as Johnson moves over to block. Here he goes rolling out to his left, looking way downfield. He's got an arm for it, tries to find Shepard. No penalty flag thrown. There was quite a bit of contact there moving up the field. Shepard was unable to get to it. Tommy Locke showing off the arm strength, but just unable to get it on target.
And now Alex Benassi is going to have to try to boot one a long ways.
There goes the punting unit. There was a brief little stutter in it. Maybe they were going to go for it, but they will indeed go to their star punter, Alex Benassi, who again kind of came out of nowhere this year.
He's standing on his own goal line, so let's see how far he truly can punt this thing.
Oh, he dropped the snap. He's going to have to try to throw it. It's picked off. I suppose it's better than him being sacked where he was. I think I saw a penalty flag thrown. The Blue Jays, if it's in their favor, they were tackled right around the 18-yard line.
That penalty could be maybe ineligible man downfield, as obviously Benassi's just trying to throw that thing out. There's nothing he can really do after that ball is on the ground. It's just too late.
And once again, we've got an injury on the field. It's the 3rd horse collar by the Tigers tonight, something that Coach T can't be pleased with. And once again, we'll join everybody else here in the stadium and go silent. Markel Tanhill was the man that was down. He's helped off the field over to the sideline, currently being helped to walk over to the bench at the moment. Obviously, we hope that he's okay. 3:17 left here in the third quarter. The Blue Jays offense once again has the ball in their hands. No White Bear out there. We've seen this Wildcat formation a couple of times. It'll go straight to Gary. He's going to try to get it up the middle. The Tigers are there meeting him at the gap. And it'll be still 2nd and goal as he gets about a yard on it up to the 8.
And once again, the Tigers, all they can basically do at this point is just try to keep the Blue Jays out of the end zone, preserve how much they're down by. Currently down by 6. Obviously, if a touchdown were to happen, you're pushing double digits there. So Tigers basically, like I said, all they can do is just try to keep them out of the end zone and keep this one close.
White Bear here ready. Back on the field here, hands it off to Gary. Going to the right-hand side, jumping over a player on the ground. And once again, the Tigers are there for it. So finally, the run defense for the Tigers waking up a little bit, starting to slow things down.
And, I mean, I guess you could say, there's been a lot of turnovers in this game. The Tigers could really use one right now, and obviously I really hope we're speaking that into existence. But
we did it earlier with Osahan's peanut punch. The Tigers just were unable to recover. We'll see now White Bear and Ursery in the backfield. It's going to be I don't know. I think they got it into the end zone. So the Blue Jays just fooled everybody and myself again. I apologize for the poor call, but it was a fake handoff. I thought all the way it was Xander Samuels. I think the Tigers did too. And it's White Bear keeping it himself and ducking into the end zone, making the score now 26-14 in favor of the Blue Jays.
Just another option play, and I mean, he fooled you, Jordan, once again, but obviously, yeah, the Tigers once again just too fooled, and good play call by Raytown.
So once again, it'll be Jeremiah Blakely asked to put points on the board for the Blue Jays. He will do so, splitting the uprights, making it 27-14. And once again, the Tigers find themselves in a hole trying to scramble out of it. We saw them do it earlier. We saw the offense wake up, snap into place a little bit. They did well. See the Tigerettes there trying to get the few fans that are in attendance here excited for this Tigers offense, ready to retake the field.
And the Tigers, I would say, they need to get points on this possession, even if it's just 3. Because obviously they're down 13, and 1:52 remains here in this third quarter. You don't want to have to speed it up in the fourth quarter too much. So the Tigers, it doesn't appear so, but they really are against the clock right now already, even though we're still in the third quarter.
I will say, Balake, you did find the conclusion of the Tigers being down 13 quite quickly. Obviously here in LSR 7, students resuming school this week. So we can attribute that to the math teachers here at Lee Summit High School for helping Blake quickly figure out that there's a 13-point deficit in this ball game. Another big boot this time to Morse. He's going to get it at about his own 10. He's got time to run once more, out this time to the left-hand side. He's going to duck out of bounds at about the 28, save himself from finding any hit from that Blue Jay special team.
And it is a nice weapon that the Tigers have Morse back there, because Morse's speed is unmatched by most players in high school football, especially in this conference, even though this is a non-conference match. But Nate Morse back there, anything can happen when he's back there. I would take my chances if someone asked me, oh, is Nate Morse going to have a good return here? I would say more often than not, he would return it at least 15, 20 yards.
Well, and especially when he's given the opportunity at his own 10, he's got room to work with, and we've seen that the last couple returns. Obviously the holding the last time he got his hands on it, but clean one that time. Fake a handoff here. It's going to be thrown to the right-hand side, and that one just slips through the hands of Morse. They faked the handoff to Jeffrey Johnson, and Morse just unable to hang on there. He turned around to see if there was people in front of him before he was able to grab it. And that's unfortunate for the Tigers.
And I wonder why. I mean, we haven't really said Jalen Johnson's name quite a lot in a good amount of time. I wonder what's going on with that. If that was the Tigers, I'd be trying to utilize him a little more.
2nd down and 10. I'm not mad at him for using the pass play here. Being down in this one. They're going to do it again here. He fakes the pass. Pressure came. He holds onto the football. Heaves one way downfield. It's Nicene Brewer. Makes him fall and have a game. Nicene Brewer. All the way into the end zone. The Tigers have 6 more.
Just what the doctor ordered, Jordan. Are you kidding me?
Holy cow. Nicene Brewer is having the game of his high school football career. And he's going to enjoy every bit of it, and I might have enjoyed that one more than he did. I apologize if I burst anyone's eardrums listening at home.
71 yards, Jordan. And as you said, Nicene Brewer have a game. Coming out big when the team needs him.
Again, I'm not mad at him for using the pass play, and especially when they're doing that. Troy Huffman splits the uprights, back on good form. 21 points now the Tigers have put on the board, just 6 separating them from the Blue Jays. And 1:28 remains here in this 3rd quarter.
Man, I said how the Tigers needed to get some points on the board. How about that? An electric turn of events. And now do the Tigers finally ride this momentum that they have created and put a strong finish to this 3rd quarter, down just 6. Using my math skills there, Jordan.
Once again, thank you, Lee Summit High School Math Department. 1:28 left. And I wouldn't put it past the Blue Jays here to try to come back with an emphatic answer, because we've seen them on a couple of big breakaways of their own. That's the first one we've seen here at Bud Hertzog Stadium from the Tigers in quite some time, at least to my recent memory. And it's always exciting when they hit that big home run ball, and the Tigers definitely did there.
Yeah, this is the first time that the Tigers have faced off against the Raytown Blue Jays since 2013. So this is a rare matchup, and the Tigers want to have all the bragging rights in this kind of little city border showdown.
That one put back towards the end zone. Zamari Gary's going to give it a courtesy glance. Watch it bounce behind him. So the Blue Jays drive will start at the 20. As I said earlier, a barn burner back and forth. The momentum doesn't stay on one side for long, so get ready here for the Blue Jays offense to try to shut me up in the booth, giving the Tigers any sort of praise.
Yeah, like you said, basically any time either of these teams gets some sort of momentum and it looks like they're going to take off, something happens. The other team will do something, and all their momentum just gets squashed. So let's see if that can happen here.
They send a man in motion pre-snap. They'll have a little option pitch back towards him. And how about this down the left-hand side of the field? The broadcast curse is real. Zamari Gary gone. End zone touchdown, 6 on the board for the Blue Jays.
And I really just spoke that one into existence, Jordan. That's a little unfortunate there. I apologize.
I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape for that one later, Blake. I believe I was the one that got to the call first that time. Regardless, 6 points for the Blue Jays and another huge breakaway play. 80 yards to the house for Zamari Gary. The 5'7", 180 junior running back. And he uses it well there, getting around the outside. Lovely little pitch play. They'll go to him again here, trying to get the extra 2. I don't believe he got there. I think it was Osahanok Bevwin that met him before the end zone. So 2 points not added that time around.
How about that hit last second by Osahan to keep him out of the end zone and save the Tigers 2 points.
Slammed him down to the ground. That one will be felt later on, I would imagine.
But obviously, back to the game, that's a killer for Raytown there, or should I say for the Tigers.
Well, they did that without knocking any time off of the clock. There's still 1:15 left. That took about 13 seconds, and they got 80 yards out of it.
Yeah, man, we said, Jordan, every single time one of these teams gets something going, the other team just shoots something right back in their face, and that's exactly what Raytown did. to Lee Summit.
Well, Jeremiah Blakely, we saw him just a moment ago kicking off to the Tigers. And just about 15 in-game seconds later, we'll see him once more. It's going to be another short kick. And it's going to be, I believe, Jalen Johnson that fielded that one. Correction, not Jalen Johnson. We don't actually have a number for that player on our roster, so likely someone bumped up from JV. Regardless, you may be wondering, they've kicked it there before. Why wasn't it Max Wisner? On the big breakaway play from Nyseem Brewer, I did happen to see Max Wisner limping off the sideline. He stayed down on the ground until Nyseem got to the end zone on that play. And then he looked up and hobbled over the sideline, and we haven't seen him since, whether on the defensive end or there on special teams. So obviously, again, we hope Max is okay, especially after committing to Missouri not too long ago. So our thoughts are with you here, Max. Our thoughts and prayers here in the booth for you if it is anything to be worried about. Jeffrey Johnson getting the carry here to the left-hand side and chopped down in the backfield. A killer blow to the legs, and that one ended his run really before any chance to get to the outside and create anything of it.
Yeah, Raytown kind of had a spy there in the backfield by the linebackers.
He's got a spy on him.
And obviously just tracked that the whole way.
Here we go. Locke and Johnson in the backfield. Locke rolling out to his right, looking to pass. Overthrows Morse. And right through the hands of Davion Key. And he's got to be frustrated. He acted like he got a pick earlier and dropped the pick that time. That one stinks for Key down on the sideline.
See Landon Shepard lined up on the right side of the line here.
Locke's still in the backfield here. He's going to be passing, rolling out to his right. Offensive line trying to hold off the pressure. Locke's going to have to keep it himself. He's going to duck out of bounds after a gain of maybe 5. But because of the position they started that play, it's going to result in about 7 or 8 yards still to go until they can get that first down marker.
And the Tigers might be, they're going to be forced to punt here.
4th and 6. I don't think they're punting. I think they're going to bring out that weird unit that we saw earlier, including Bud Crawford, Lawan Miller, and Landon Shepard playing quarterback. And this is the first appearance we've seen of Max Wisner since he hobbled off on the Nyseem Brewer play. And it will actually be a punt, trying to confuse the opposition here. The Tigers are going to chase down after it. So no chance for a return. They're going to down it just inside the 30-yard line, and that was an interesting one. So we can add Landon Shepard to the list of punters for Lee Summit.
That's a smart play call there from Lee Summit, though, to really trick the Blue Jays. And obviously, you saw what happened last time when the Tigers pulled out their punt formation. There was a bad snap, or maybe it was bad hands by Alex Benassi. I don't really remember what happened, but that was a smart play. And obviously, Raytown, they truly probably thought Lee Summit was going for it there. And Landon Shepard just dropped that one in behind, and now Raytown pinned inside the 30-yard line.
I will say, regardless of what they thought was going to happen, that clearly wasn't it. And here comes the Blue Jays once more on the offensive end, and we're seeing a much different Tiger defense than we have seen in quite some time. That's for sure. Clearly improving on stopping this Blue Jay onslaught of runs. That one there will take us to just inside 0-0-0. They've all hit 0-0-0 on the clock here. Third quarter comes to a close, 33-21 Blue Jays lead. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Blue Jays and Tigers. Fourth quarter to come in just a moment.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
We apologize there. I believe we had no sound for just a little bit here coming into the quarter. If you missed it, we were you did miss it. We were talking about how the Blue Jays have hurt themselves quite a bit here with the penalty flags that have been thrown. And because of that, they've got 4th and about a mile to come. Just over 11 minutes left, and the Tigers, presumably they're not going to go for it here, right? They still have Nate Whitebear out there. It's 4th and 18, and they're not going for it here. They are. Nate Morris is still back just in case, and a flag is thrown. And it's going to be a false start against the Blue Jays. So once again, hurting themselves with the penalty flag here. Their drive pushed back even further.
Yeah, they got about 23 yards to gain, Jordan, so I don't think that they're gonna risk
Surely not, right? There's no way. They still have the offensive unit out there on the field. Either they're very confident or they think they're going to fool the Tigers, but Nate Morse is still back. And it'll be Whitebear the one to punt it. So quarterback punter, an interesting combination that he's able to pull out there. Nate Morse, by the way, had his hands on that football for approximately 2 seconds and pulled out about a 10-yard return, getting it inside the 40-yard line. So a job well done that time by Morse. Very quickly, again, very explosive player he is. And moving it up the field for the Tigers.
Flag came down at the very end of that play. And
maybe something extracurricular is my guess. It's going to be a personal foul against the Blue Jays, so things get worse. A 12-point ball game. The Tigers have the ball, tons of time to kill, and a chance to get back into this one. And I believe that's a double personal foul against the Blue Jays. They signaled for it again, unless they're just clarifying.
And once again, just what the doctor ordered for Lee Summit. A chance now to cut into this lead with, a good amount of time on the clock, 10 minutes, 25 seconds. As we see Landon Shepard lining up on the left side of the line here.
Tommy Locke once again back at the quarterback spot. Shepard in motion here. Jeffrey Johnson in the backfield. That's not Jeffrey Johnson. That's number 23 carrying it for the Tigers. We normally see him on special teams. It's Devin Andrews. Normally a kick returner, but this time getting the snap at halfback. And he does a pretty good job with what he had there. 2nd and 8 to come for the Tigers. Or 2nd and 2 to come for the Tigers, an 8-yard gain. Shepard once again in motion. Locke going to hand it off once more. Andrews, the crafty footwork, trying to get up through the line. I believe he does so, and they'll signal him for a first down. So it's going to be a 1st and 10. Rather, a 1st and goal, just dead on the 10-yard line.
John Moritz lined up way wide here. Nate Morse about 10 yards inside of him.
We've seen Moritz there a couple of times go way out wide here to start this possession, maybe trying to set something up here one-on-one. Once again, they'll go to Andrews. No yards gained that time. Instead, they'll take about a step and a half backwards, as it'll be 2nd and 12. And that 12-yard line is the goal line to go for the Tigers. .9:29 left here in the 4th quarter. Tigers been on the back foot this whole game. 2nd and goal on the 12. Locke and Andrews in the backfield. They're going to hand it off again, going to the right-hand side. He's going to get up to the line of scrimmage and not a whole lot further. Maybe a gain of about 3 or 4 there. He only gets up to about the 9-yard line. So the Tigers still in danger here. 3 straight run plays. And we're going to see that interesting unit come back out on again. I can't really say a whole lot other than that. There's not a name for it. It's just different from what we see out of their normal offensive stands. Landon Shepard in there at quarterback.
Jalen Johnson lined up behind him, but first
Going to see a timeout. Maybe the Blue Jays wanting to talk it over as the Tigers had no wide receiver set up or anything like that. Third and goal. Blake, what are we going to see here from the Tigers in your 100% expert professional opinion?
Well, if they line up in the same formation that they just lined up in, you have Landon Shepard taking the snap. So, obviously a big, bulky guy. And then behind him you got Jalen Johnson, even more muscle. And so I think in that case they try to muscle it through to the goal line. Remember, it's third down.
I think all night we've been seeing them when they go with Shepard and Johnson in the backfield. Normally it's Shepard the one that keeps it. But I think they may be setting up here for a potential option play where he can get it back to Johnson if need be. They will go ahead and line up in that same formation. Nate Moore still on the field, as well as Anthony Wilson. Then Max Weisner on the right-hand side playing as a tight end. It is Shepard who gets it. They threw it over there. That's going to be ruled an incomplete pass, but a flag is thrown.
And the officials are going to talk about this one, but
it's going to be a false start against the Tigers, so they're going to take 5 steps backward. And they will go ahead and decline the penalty, so it'll be 4th and 10. No, I believe they signaled that they declined it. That's what they did. So they'll move forward here. It'll be 4th and 10. Again, 10 yards out from the goal line, 4th and goal, I should say.
I want to say that was an illegal formation. That might not have been a false start, because I think if that was a false start, it would have been called dead, before the play even happened. Or in this case, the play went on, and then the penalty was declined by the Blue Jays. But here we go on 4th down. Tommy Locke looks like he's going to take the snap this time with Jalen Johnson still in the backfield behind him. See what the Tigers do here.
8:35, Tigers got to go for it here. Locke, Johnson in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Locke looking to pass, rolling to the right-hand side. He's got receivers going there with him. Tries to find Morse in the back of the end zone. A one-hand snag on the back line by the Blue Jays. What a play. He didn't just go down, so he will be marked at around the 1 or 2. But, oh, my goodness, what an interception.
It's going to be nullified, Jordan. Actually, there's a roughing the passer.
And that one hurts for the Blue Jays, and specifically for that player, roughing the passer. Holy cow, that was a grab and a half.
Is Odell Beckham Jr. in the building, Jordan?
You won't see a whole lot of those at the high school level, that's for sure. And again, now like you said, shades of OBJ back there in the secondary for Raytown. But it's a first down for Lee Summit from the 5-yard line. How about that turn of events? Life is still here within these Tigers.
Tigers get a second chance here. Can they convert on a new set of downs?
They run it here with Johnson around to the right-hand side, and convert they will. 6 points put back on the board. Jalen Johnson marching into the end zone. And the Tigers now have increased their chances in this ball game, getting down within 6 points, and if Huffman can knock it in, making it just 5.
That's huge for the Tigers, and a great play call to just use Jalen Johnson's strength to power that in. Great lead blocks, and here we are with Troy Huffman trying to put away the PAT.
And put it away he does, bringing the gap even closer. Just a 5-point ball game. I feel like we've made it a 1-score game several times, and we're once again in that strange situation where we're trying to figure out which team is going to come up on top here, because it's been back and forth all night long, and neither team really able to gain the momentum to put it away per se here now as we go into the later stages of the 4th quarter.
And Jordan, I mentioned before the game that Raytown is yet to give up more than 30 points throughout this season. Tigers are sitting at 28, which means, basically, if they score at all the rest of this game, whether it's a safety, a field goal, touchdown, whatever, it will hit that 30-point mark. So the Tigers obviously doing better than a lot of other teams have so far this season against that Raytown defense.
The Tigers beat Raytown the last time they played in 2013 by a score of 28-13. It's been a different story tonight, a much closer ball game. Raytown still currently holds the lead, but don't put it past these Tigers to make a run at it once more. Now that I've said that, though, once again, don't be afraid to see an 80-yarder or whatever we need to see from these Blue Jays to quiet us up and silence any doubt that they can put this ball game away.
And an absolute moonshot there from Troy Huffman on that kickoff, just blasting it out of the end zone. Tigers don't want to take any chances of Raytown running back any kick whatsoever, obviously. Week 2 here, we are sitting up here, and Brock Coble of Lee Summit West was able to run one back on the Tigers special team, so the Tigers don't want any of that tonight, and I really love the decision from Troy Huffman to just blast it out of the end zone.
You said it. The special teams has been a point of contingency for the Tigers this year for sure. A blocked field goal earlier on that would have brought them even closer. It's going to be another option this time, and how about that tackle? And flag to follow. That might be the 4th horse collar flag that we see. That one was Max Weisner who got in there, and I think his hand might have slipped in around the neck area as well. And they're going to call it a face mask. I'm not sure I agree with that one, considering Weisner was completely behind him on the tackle. Regardless, a personal foul. I think either one could have gone.
I mean, the tackle kind of just looked like a personal foul, Jordan. I mean, and of course you see all the flags flying from all directions in as soon as it happened.
A couple of them hit Weisner. One of them hit White Bear, and Weisner hit with the penalty as well. 1st and 10. Up to the 40-yard line now for Raytown. Just under 8 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. A beautiful night and a great ball game to pair with it. They try to run it up the right-hand side. It's stuffed by the Tigers, brought into the backfield, and down at about the 37-yard line.
Another great job by the Tigers. Just basically tracking that run, option after option, basically, for Raytown. And that time the Tigers were on top of it. Results in about a 2nd down and 13. So the Tigers just need to hold Raytown on this possession if they want a chance of getting back in this game. A score would be deadly.
How about the switch up that we've seen from this Tigers defense? Look at Austin Robb reading the option here. Forcing White Bear to have to keep it himself. His best option is to get it up forward past the original line of scrimmage at about 3 more, and you're where they're at about the 43-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 7 to come.
Talk about a huge 3rd down here with the clock stopped at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And I just assume, Jordan, believe it or not, that Raytown will run the ball here.
I have to agree with you once again. Stellar call there. 7:10 remaining in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 7. We're right in the booth. Are the Tigers right on their guess? It's going to be Gary breaking away again, getting it all the way inside the 40 and into Tiger territory.
How elusive is Gary, man? Wow. Just making Tigers defenders miss left and right.
And how fast is he? 5'7", 180. That's a lot of size for being just 5'7", and he's explosive not only in his power but in his speed as well, getting around people.
Man, and that's a huge play for Raytown as we're under 7 minutes to go now. But I believe they're just going to keep handing it to Gary and try to chew away this clock as much as they can.
They'll do just that. A handoff to Gary once again to the left-hand side. He's brought down right around the line of scrimmage. So the Tigers, once again, every single time, it's not a gamble of pass or run, but it's a gamble of where are they running. And once again, getting it right there. And it's so hard to guess because of how many different looks Raytown has given them.
Yeah, and on those option plays, oftentimes you see the running back come in, you see someone else kind of sweep across the middle. You just don't know where the ball's going.
They make a big group in there a lot of the times, and it's hard to really guess where the ball is. And I'm going to go ahead and say early on here that was an offside by the Tigers. Once again, we've seen that go against them. They had pretty much batten down the hatches in terms of keeping the defensive penalties away, aside from the occasional face massacre horse collar that we've seen. But once again, they're an offside, and Raytown's able to breathe a little easier. 2nd and 5, not that they necessarily need it. Again, a very explosive offense, but any sort of penalty going against the other team will help. White Bear's going to keep it himself, met by Austin Robb there pretty quickly. He thought he never went down, and I believe that he did. At least that's what the referees say as well. So he's brought down right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard or so. And that's about all we'll see from White Bear that time.
Here we go, 3rd down, Jordan. Can the Tigers stop Raytown here? This is critical.
These next 2 plays are huge, considering, you know, that there's a chance that they don't turn it over here. If they do hold on to the football here, the 3rd and potentially 4th down are massive for this Tigers team. They'll try to go up the right-hand side with Gary. They're going to get the 1st down. They're going to get more, and all the way back into the end zone. A Little Giants attempt of a tackle, grabbing onto the jersey, but being dragged about 15 yards when he did so, and a touchdown for Zamir Gary.
And that one is just, man.
That might be the nail in the coffin finally. I don't want to say it because this Tigers team never quits. We've seen that year after year. Close ball games, they like to try to ride it out until the end, but just 4:55 on the clock, as you can see on your screen now. And the Tigers still find themselves down 11 points. That's a pretty big deficit to try to climb out of.
I didn't know how to word it, but nail in the coffin is exactly what I was looking for, Jordan.
And they'll split the uprights to put extra damage onto the lead that they already have. And the score is now 40-28.
And just under 5 minutes left, as we said. Tigers down 12. They have all 3 timeouts, so there's, they got that on their hands, but they got to score pretty quick, Jordan. They're down 2 scores, and that's basically, when you're down 12, that basically means you're down about 2 touchdowns. So they got to get in the end zone twice
and stop them.
And they got to put a stop to Raytown's run game, and
neither one of those easy to do. There's a reason why the Blue Jays have 40 points put up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you got to give Raytown credit. They came in with their game plan of, we're going to run the ball down Lee Summit's throat, and that's exactly what they've done the whole game, and Lee Summit just hasn't found a solution.
And it's hard to, again, with the creativity that we see out of the play calls, so many different players crisscrossing paths, going different ways. A different player touching it every time, it seems. And 40 points to show for it. Morse touches it. His feet hit the back of the end zone, so no chance to return it. That's the high school rule to try to stay away from injury and concussion and things of that nature. So the Tigers will start their drive at the 20-yard line to once again try to get back in and make it another one-score ball game.
Yeah, and that's a rare sight to see Raytown kick it deep, but definitely the right call there, as they want to make Lee Summit earn every bit of these scores if they're going to try to get them.
And it seems like nothing that they've tried in terms of kicking the ball off has kept the Tigers pinned back further than the 30-yard line. The Tigers find a way to get it all the way up the field, and it's just up to the offense from that point. So we'll see the offense push back all the way to the 20, which to my memory is the furthest they've been back to this point. Locke dropping back, ready to pass. Someone got there and overthrows Shepard as he tried to run the little cross route. I believe it was intended to be a screen pass to Johnson.
Yeah, and I think with where we're at in this game, Jordan, I think we gotta, if you're the Tigers, you gotta be throwing the ball downfield a little more. You gotta, go for those 10, 20-yard passes. You have guys like Nate Morris who can get in behind, and Landon Shepard who can post up.
It's all up to the offensive line, really, to try to hold them there. We'll see if they can do so. They do just that, looking for Nate Morse downfield. It's a 50-50 ball in the air, and it drops to the ground. I believe it was Morse and Davion Key that were fighting for it in the air, and neither of them were able to get their hands on it and hold on to it long enough to retain possession.
as I was saying before the last play, Nate Morris and Landon Shepard are probably going to be your two biggest options, but we can't forget Nyseem Brewer, who's had a great game. Maybe he'll pull some magic out of his back pocket in this one.
Locke once again dropping back, ready to pass, rolling out to his right, and ducks the pass short of John Moritz. 4th and 10 rather. And how about that? 3 downs by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, only about 14 seconds of game clock has gone off in those 3 plays.
Still 4:40.
And this would most likely do it if the Tigers are unable to convert this 4th down.
All up to the defense from this point if they can't do it here. But I think everybody here knows what's going on. It's going to be a Locke pass. That it is. Looking over for Nyseem Brewer. He's had a great game and he's going to make it better. A one-on-one to try to get around Day. He's going to do so and get dragged out of bounds inside the 50-yard line and all the way up to the 46. And once again, these referees must contain my excitement. The flag was thrown. We'll wait and see what the call is. A personal foul against the Blue Jays.
What a turn of events. Here we are, and who else but Nyseem Brewer? I mean, are you
kidding me?
A game. I need to pick him up off waivers in my fantasy league if that's possible.
Senior night, nevertheless.
I mean, seriously,
Holy cow.
He catches the ball in stride. What a throw by Tommy Locke.
It's just got me thinking, why has he not been targeted more this year? You want to see it over and over again. He's been perfect all night long.
Perfect is a great way to describe it, Jordan.
Landon Shepard in motion here. Handoff goes to Andrews, trying to find somewhere to go over the right-hand side, is unable to do so and brought down after about a 1-yard gain.
The Tigers cannot get caught up in the excitement, though, as obviously the clock is running down, and it's running down fast, approaching 4 minutes remaining. They got to get in the end zone quick. They do still have all 3 timeouts, but it's going to be pretty tough to stop that Raytown run, isn't it?
They've got all the timeouts, but they've also got Nyseem Brewer still on the field, out to the right-hand side. Shepard playing at the tight end spot. Nate Morse and John Moritz to the near side. Once again, Jalen Johnson in the backfield with him. Handoff goes to Johnson, trying to get up the middle, trying to use that power, runs into 2 Blue Jays. And the play falls dead there. A gain of about 3 or 4, it looked like.
And most likely going to see a pass play here on 3rd down, considering the clock's running down. Look for Landon Shepard. My guess would be he'd have a little check down over the middle, but we'll see what happens.
Locke dropping back, looking to pass. He's got John Moritz, who lets it go through his hands. And that one hurts for the Tigers. He had Nyseem Brewer open on the right side of the field as well. And Moritz unable to hang on in the end zone.
It is a tough catch for Johnny Moritz. Has to catch it over his shoulder, but good throw by Tommy Locke. And I guarantee you, Johnny Moritz wishes he had that one back.
Unfortunate scene there. Just falls through the hands. Again, like you said, it's a tough grab to be able to pull that in. And he's just unable to there. Locke dropping back, ready to pass. 4th down and 6. Game likely on the line. He's going to run it himself. He's got room to the right-hand side. It's Tommy Locke going all the way in. And 6 more points. And once again, the Tigers feel like they've got a chance to get back in this ball game. Back and forth it has gone all night long.
And Mr. Jordan Wood, you said before the Tigers got the ball again, they never quit. And here, how many times this drive did they have to push through adversity on 3rd or 4th down? I love to see that for the Tigers. They're staying alive. Just over 3 minutes left.
And not only that, but look at the play recognition from Tommy Locke to see it collapse. He knows he's got to go somewhere. He's got to get past the end of that 4th down. He's got to get those 6 yards. And what does he do? He runs it all the way from about the 26 or wherever he was, all the way into the end zone, finds pay dirt. Not known for his legs, but he uses them there and he uses them well. And 7 points on the board for the Tigers. Once again, a 5-point ball game. Now all they've got to do, and I say it lightly, all they have to do is stop this Blue Jays run game. But again, chances are that Blue Jays run game is something special. And my hat goes off to the coaching staff, because that is where you really start to see the difference in a lot of teams and what they're doing running the ball.
And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we have a ball game. Here we go. Can the Tigers stop the Blue Jays running game? We're about to find out.
The Blue Jays, I guess, are expecting a squib or an onside or something. They've got one man all the way back. The rest of their 10 men pushed all the way up. The next one back to the returner to the 25. They're going to fall on the onside kick. Came out a little too hot from Troy Huffman. 3:10 on the clock. 40-35 our score. And if the Tigers can pull off a comeback somehow in this one, it would be one that they wouldn't forget for a long time, especially here on senior night.
And especially, as the season dwindles down, the Tigers currently sitting at 2-4, Raytown sitting at 3-3. This is a pivotal game for both teams. If the Tigers want to finish this season at 500 or a little over 500, they have to win this game.
2-4 coming into this ball game. Raytown 3-3 coming into the ball game. Handoff goes to Gary to the right-hand side. Robb trying to break free to tackle him. And it will be Austin Robb as well as Caleb Manning that are in there on the tackle for Lee Summit. 3:03 remaining now after the run. 2nd and about 5. And a timeout from the Tigers. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you in just a moment.
Gear up at Academy Sports and Outdoors. It's back to school time, and at Academy, your favorite brands are all in play. Like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Crocs, Puma, and the North Face. Bring on the fun and get out there. Whether you're playing for the home team or perfecting your game at home, at Academy, we'll bring the fun to you. Buy online and pick up curbside or in-store and get free shipping on orders over $25.
Gear up at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
$40-35 the score. 3:03 remaining. A flag is thrown.
Oh,
and
that's
clapping
a killer
from the Blue Jays side.
Oh, man. What has plagued the Tigers all night?
The little yellow penalty flag jumping out on the field, Blake. That's the answer to your question.
And all
it
the
happens
offside.
once again.
And
That and, of course, the Blue Jays running game has been pretty prevalent as well.
Yeah, and so now the Tigers, if they are to stop the Blue Jays, they're not going to have nearly as much time as, obviously, new set of downs.
Tigers trying to come in through the middle. It's going to be Gary going around the outside and still moving that pile all the way down to the 25-yard line. And just when the Tigers get a little glimpse of hope, there goes a penalty flag. And then right after that, how about a 15-yard run to try to ruin their hopes even more?
And Jordan, we spoke Raytown's, 80-yard touchdown into existence pretty much. I say we pray to the broadcasting gods right now and hope that whenever I say we need an Osahan peanut punch, that we can get that right now.
We need an anyone peanut punch at the moment. We need Tiger football if they're going to come and win it. It's going to be tough to come back from what has happened already. Just 2:30 left on the game clock, and it's still running. Handoff goes up the middle. It's Gary with it. He's got space, gets tripped up, and falls down after about a 5-yard gain.
And that's when the second timeout of the Tigers is going to come into place.
2:16 still on the clock. It's going to have to be a Tiger miracle to pull this one off, because this hungry Blue Jays offense still smelling blood in the water despite a 5-point lead. And if there's a chance to improve on it, why not do so?
And Jordan, I wonder if we've been kind of using our little simple addition math skills the whole night. I think now we need to use some subtraction, try to see how much time will really be left if the Tigers are successful in stopping the Blue Jays here. They have one timeout left, 2:16 on the clock.
And if they are able to stop them, we likely won't see that timeout used on the defensive end because they'll need it if they are able to get the ball back. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Like you said, just one timeout remaining for the Tigers. And only 2:18 left. And for this Blue Jays run game that has been here all night long, they're going to continue to pound the ball in to the Tigers defense. And not only that, but they're going to run that clock down while they're doing it. White Bear in the backfield. Handoff goes to Gary up the middle. Is anyone surprised? Austin Robb with the chase down tackle. Did he get him before the first? He did. So it'll be 3rd and very short. The Tigers are going to need something big to happen. They're going to call their 3rd and final timeout of this ball game. 2:10 remaining. We'll take one more break and see you in just a moment.
Whether we're rising to meet a moment or the moment comes to meet us, we make our mark by showing up for our team. And when we do, we build something special. We become something bigger, more than something that can be defined on a map. We become a community with a shared understanding that when we rise together, we rise higher. Community America, powering the rise of Kansas City.
Here we go, no timeouts left, just football to be played and 2 minutes and 10 seconds of game clock left. Handoff goes up the middle to Gary. It's what they've been doing since they started this drive. He's going to get the first down and move it all the way up to about the 14-yard line.
And that one might do it, Jordan.
Zamari Gary there getting it forward just enough. Claps of likely relief coming from the few that are in attendance here supporting the Blue Jays, and that's not a jab at them. Obviously, still COVID-19 is out and about here in Lee Summit, so limited stands for both the Tigers and the Blue Jays tonight.
And at this point, either just run the clock out with some runs, or they're just going to take a knee, and that's what they're going to do.
So the Tigers will fall now to 2-5 on the year. The Blue Jays improving up to 4-3, getting above the 500 mark. 40-35 will be the final score tonight as the clock runs down. Again, I'm Jordan Wood, joined by Blake Heisey. Lauren Holdmeyer giving us any updates from down on the sideline. We appreciate you all joining us. It was quite the ball game. A fun one here on senior night, but unfortunately for the Tigers, dropping, again, final score 40-35. And nothing left now but to run the clock out to put the final stamp on this ball game.
We'll say for the first time this season, Raytown gave up more than 30 points, so that's a moral victory for the Tigers. Obviously,
just no answer for that for that running game.
Yeah, and a lot of missed opportunities if you're the Tigers. So this one, you know,
it hurts.
It does. It hurts, and there's a sting effect to it, considering, you know, all the turnovers that kind of plagued the Tigers and all just the little things that went wrong. But in the end, the Tigers, you know, they didn't fall that short, but in the end, all that matters is who won the football game, and Raytown came out, and they did that tonight.
Well, and again, for the Tigers, it's just been the same things that have hurt them all year, the penalty flags, the struggles on the offensive line. That's really been the only reason that they've been dropping football games. There's not a whole lot that you can do when those are going wrong. And for the Tigers, again, it's a loss. But like you said, it's a close game. They fought hard. It's a good team they're going up against. And just unfortunately for them, they do fall again. Final score tonight, 40-35. Jordan Wood, Blake Heisey, Lauren Holdmeyer down on the sideline. We'll see you guys next time.